What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm about to go through this entire eyeshadow collection. Yes, I am sitting Indian style in my room. Obviously this is pretty much all of my eyeshadow. Now again, it's not as large as some people's, but for the most part it's still relatively substantial. So I'm going to kind of go through this whole thing pretty much by brand so that you can kind of see what I have now. Some brands I have the most of, so like you got BH back here in the corner, you got ColourPop all right here, Morphe is back over there. It's pretty much all my Juvia's Place stuff eyeshadow wise. Again, I have both face palettes, but this is my eyeshadow collection strictly with Juvia's Place. But obviously, before anything, you know what you got to do. Hit that subscribe button, click that bell, get in the notifications when I post new videos, and click that like button. Let me know you're liking the stuff that I'm putting out. So without wasting any more time, let's get into all this. Alright, so first off, I'm going to start off with all of these right here. You're not really going to see my face in this camera because, well, in this video, because you're wanting to see all of this. So, I'm going to start off with my little collections right here, shadows here that I don't have a ton of. So first off, I'm going to start off with these. These are the Magnified by Rimmel. I have the Jewel Rocks collection and then the Electric Violet. So here's what the jewel eyes look like in person. That's what all the shades are. There's not a lot of mattes in this palette. As you can see, there's only 3, and then the rest are shimmers. And then obviously this is the brush. Whoops, not put that in the camera in your face. This is the brush that comes with the palette. But so there's that one, and then you got the, let's see if it'll let me open it. It's not letting me open it. So here is the Electric Violet palette. So obviously again you got 1, 2, 3 mattes, and then the rest are shimmers. So that's pretty much those two. So next I'll be covering, so here's my one Too Faced palette that I own, is the Too Faced Chocolate Chip palette. This is what it looks like on the inside. This is one, like, I got this at Ulta where it was just like at the front with all the little small stuff. So that's the chocolate chip palette. What else I got? See, so I have my 3 Profusion palettes. So here we have the Velvet Mattes, which actually I was surprised by this particular palette. The mattes are actually quite nice in here. So here's what that palette looks like. And then I have the metallics here. So this is the metallic palette. Again, all these palettes come with brushes, but this is straight just metallics in this palette. And then here is Temptress, which here's what, again, all these drugstore palettes are a little rough to open. So here is that palette in full view. So that's those 3. The next ones I'll be covering are my 2 Face Candy palettes. This is from the, what is it? Forget that website. It went out of business last year. But here goes the Amazonia palette. Here's what it looks like on the inside, so you can kind of get an idea of what this palette entails. And then here is the Sahara palette, what it looks like. So this is pretty much like similar to like a lot of these, like the really warm palettes that came out around this time. This was one of them, but it was through, it was Shop Hush. That's what the website I was thinking of. So Shop Hush was that situation. So like here So like more Shop Hush palettes that I have. This is the Bad Habit Luna, and this is what it looks like on the inside. It's the Luna palette. This was similar to the original Norvina palette. This was the dupe for the original Norvina palette, and here's Retro Love, which is the dupe for the next palette that I'm going to show you after this one. So here is Retro Love. That's what the inside looks like. Now that palette is the dupe for my only Anastasia palette that I own, which is Subculture. So here is what, if you've been living under a rock, you already know what the Subculture palette looks like. So here is that palette on the inside. The only difference between this and Retro Love is this particular shade right here. So that's the only really big difference. My only Urban Decay palette, this was gifted to me. It's the Naked 3. This was back during my neutral days when I was a neutral girl, and even then now, not so much. Oh my goodness, my mirror tried to pop out. Whoopsie. But yeah, it's an okay palette. Got that one. Then here are my Morphe Cosmetics palettes. So here I have Take Me to Tokyo, which is a really nice bright palette. Here's what it looks like on the inside. It's the Take Me to Tokyo. Then I have Take Me to Paris, which is what this one looks like on the inside. And then you have Take Me to Hong Kong. And that's what that palette looks like on the inside. So those are all of my smaller collection palettes. And so now we about to get into the big kahunas around it. So be right back. Now, I said that was all of my little singular palettes, but then I forgot this one was sitting on the side. So this is the Cosmo collection from Crown Brushes. This was on sale for like uber cheap, but it's actually quite nice. These the shimmer, some of the shimmers are really good, some of them are duds, but I mean overall as a palette, it's a really nice palette. So that was the last single one in my collection. So now we're going to hit up some of these bigger ones. So first I'm going to start off with I feel not fall everywhere. It's my Makeup Revolution palettes. So obviously here you have the Soph FX. If you're not familiar, this is the first Soph FX. I don't have the second one, which is the extra spicy. So that's what the Soph FX palette looks like on the inside. Then I have this one, it's a 32 shade palette. This is the Mermaids Forever palette. Sorry, I was trying to get that to focus. But that's what the inside of this palette looks like. It's mostly shimmers with a few mattes in here, but it's mostly shimmers. It's a nice neutral palette, nothing uber special. Then I have this one, which is called Unicorns Are Real. I found this one at TJ Maxx on the cheap. The Tammy X Revolution palette is what this one looks like on the inside. It's uber bright, very colorful. Then you have initially Revolution, and in some instances it's still known as a dupe brand. So this was their versions of the Too Faced chocolate bar palettes. So this is their version. So this is Death by Chocolate here. And then here you have the gold bar, which really, they kind of did the gold bar first. And then Too Faced came out with their own version. So here is the gold bar palette by Makeup Revolution. And the brush is being a butt. I'll deal with that later. Hold on, no. Yeah, we'll deal with that later. So there's that. And then One of my newer ones, along with the Tammy X palette. This is the Patricia Bright palette. That's what that one looks like on the inside. Uber Bright. So I obviously like that shade, the shade No Exit, and Honey, what did I say? Honey Pot. Those are cream shadows here in the palette, so those are quite nice actually. So there's that one. And then you got obviously the infamous The Wants palette, which is a big kahuna palette, but it's quite nice. I actually like it. So there's that palette. So those are all the Makeup Revolution palettes. And so next up, I'll discuss these. So these are Coastal Scents. All of these palettes are from Coastal Scents. So, and I hit these up during Black Friday when they were legit $3.95 a piece. You heard that correct. $3.95 a piece. So here I have Painted Lady, which is, that's what that one looks like on the inside. You got Summer Breeze, which is the carton paper. I'll throw that away. That's what that one looks like on the inside. Then you got Jardin Bloom, which is what this one looks like. And again, move the insert paper. That's what that one looks like on the inside. This is very much a cool tone palette. You got Jungle Roar. Like the art on all of them is like uber cute. So there's the inside of that one. You got Safari Dream, or Dreams plural, excuse me. That's what the inside of that one looks like. You got Charlie Girl, which is uber bright and it's just as bright on the inside. So that's what Charlie Girl looks like. And then you got Jolie Colibri. This is probably one of my favorites. It's very cute and pink and neutrally with blues and nice colors in here. So there's that one. So those are all of the Coastal Scents palettes. Kind of stack those up and put those back in their rightful place. Now, next smallish collection over here. I'm going to drag this one over. These are all of my Morphe palettes. It'll let me. It's not letting me. It's being the biggest butt ever. Alright, so. Sorry, my camera did something weird. I hit a button. So here are my Morphe palettes. This is the 35G Bronze Goals. This is the original packaging. They've changed it to that recently, but this is the original packaging for the Bronze Gold palette. As you can see, I've used it. This was a nice one. It's just, if you like bronze, this is going to be your jam. The insert for that one, put that one over there. And then here, this is the 3502 palette. So this was the sister to the 35O. You can see that's what that one looks like. Oh snap, that one broke. My black broke. That's sad. But that's what the inside of the 3502 looks like. Again, minus all of the debris. It's kind of upsetting, but I'll live. This is the 35O. So this is the sister to the 3502. That's what that one looks like on the inside. They're very much sister palettes, so you can use them together or separately, whichever so you choose. This was the original Morphe emblem. This is the newer one. So you got this one. This is the 35M. This is the Boss Mood palette. This is what this one looks like on the inside. Super cute, very bright and colorful. It's kind of when they started changing some of their stuff. This was a Z palette that I purchased that just has different like shades in it, mostly greens, blues, and grays, and some yellows in here. So that's this little Z palette that I have from Morphe. This is my only two big kahunas I have from them, the Dare to Create which is the 39A. Got black shadow on my leg. Thanks, 3502. So that's what the Artistry palette looks like on the inside. Very much a neutral palette with some color in it. And then obviously the infamous James Charles palette. That's what this one looks like on the inside. So it's quite a nice palette. I have no complaints about it. So those are my slightly bigger than the last part, but slightly bigger collection of shadows. So next we will be covering certain, because again I got ColourPop, BH, and Juvia's Place. So we'll probably touch Juvia's Place next in the next segment. Alright, so next up we got all of my Juvia's Place shadows. So I'll showcase my two newest ones. I got two of the minis. I got the violets, which is, this is what they look like on the inside. Uber cute. And then here is the berries palette. This is what this one, so let me open it. That's what that one looks like on the inside. Very cute, very berryish. Like I definitely say this, the outside matches the inside. So both of these are really, really cute. So next up we got the Warrior palette. The very first one, very neutral, all of that greatness. Obviously I got a repress. That's a Mina over there looking all dusty, but the rest of the palette is really nice. That one's a good one. You got Warrior, and you got one of their newer ones. This is the Nomad. That's what that one looks like on the inside. Then you got, this one is my favorite, the Saharan 2 palette. It's got a couple of bright pops of color, but over a nice little neutral palette. Then you got, again, one of the new ones, Warrior 3. It's the bright, very, very, very bright sister to the other Warrior palettes. Then we got the Masquerade. This is the Masquerade mini. The original Masquerade is a really big palette, but that's what that one looks like on the inside. Then you got the Nubian 2 palette. That's what that one looks like on the inside. Very, again, neutral with a couple of bright pops of color. We got the Magic palette here. It's really super cute. So you got the neutral part, and then you got the very deep, kind of colorful part. This shade right here, which is Faso, was one of my favorites in this palette. It's a really nice palette. Then you got the original Saharan palette, which was really, really cute. And then you got, of course, the flagship Nubian palette. Beautiful, beautiful neutral palette. You got the Nubian 3 Coral. Just this one. Very nice. A mix of kind of warm and cool with those grays and everything. So you got that one. You got the Deuce right here. Super cute, really light and airy and pinky. If you're a pink girl, this is gonna be your jam. You got the Afrique. It's probably one of my least favorites of hers. It just didn't really hit like I wanted it to, but it's still a nice palette, very colorful. Then you got the uber colorful one, Zulu. Again, this was another one of my least favorites. I mean, I don't know if the formula's changed since I initially got this, but yet the mattes in here were really, really tough to work with. You can get something, but the shimmers, her shimmers are always nice. I never really worry about her shimmers, but the mattes in this one were kind of meh. But that's Zulu. And you got Warrior 2, which is her all matte palette. So definitely you can use this one in tandem with the Warrior palette, the initial Warrior palette. Those are definitely sister palettes. I don't know what's up with all the blacks, like loosening up. And then last, we got the Festival palette. It's kind of like her Halloweenish palette in my opinion. It's got some nice colors and it got that nice bright pop of blue. But all the reds and the deep colors and all that. It's really nice. So those are all of my Juvia's Place palettes. And so those are, again, Juvia's Place is hands down my favorite formula. So you got those. Next we're going to roll into, excuse me. We're going to roll into the, all of my ColourPop palettes. So I pretty much own majority of the monochromatics, especially right here. So, but I don't consider these two monochromatics, but here you got Soul and you got Mar. Those are two nice palettes. So that's what Mar looks like on the inside. And then you got Soul, which I actually enjoy Soul. Soul is really nice. Let's get that nice little red in there. Gosh, all that black shadow went everywhere. Next we got Main Squeeze here. So Main Squeeze. This was technically the red palette, but people are like, it's not dark enough to be red. I'm like, it's red. Then you got her lighter sister Strawberry Shake, which looks like this on the inside. Very nice palette. Then you got Ooh La La, which kind of started the trend a little bit, definitely. You got, let's put Ooh La La. This was the pink palette. And then pretty much right after that was It's My Pleasure, which is their purple palette. You see nice little purple shades. Then you have the light sister to the purple palette, It's My Pleasure, which is Lilac You a Lot. Which, that's what that one looks like on, if it'll let me open it. That's what that one looks like on the inside. So that one's really pretty. Then you got their yellow palette, Honey, which is what that one looks like. Again, I hate when they do this. I can't stand the pressed glitters. They're uber messy. Especially when cleaning them off your face, they get everywhere. But then you got Blue Moon, which was a really nice one. What Blue Moon looks like on the inside. Then you got Orange You Glad, which was a really nice one. Again, this one has a pressed glitter in it in the center. Can't stand it, but I've worn it a couple times. It's cute, but it's just messy to clean off. Here's Just My Luck, their green palette, which came out around St. Patrick's Day. It was really nice, kind of cool. Here's their black and gray palette, the Smoke Show. They pretty much touch just about every possible color you can think of. But that's what Smoke Show looks like on the inside. Then you have Baby Got Peach, which is their peach palette. That one's really nice on the inside. Again, that pressed glitter. But everything else is quite nice. Then we have, I have some of these palettes here. So here's the Night Owl palette from their Birds of Prey collection. I only got two, so that's the Night Owl. And then, excuse me, and you have Bird of Paradise, which is kind of like their peachy palette. It was really nice. I like it a lot. Then I have a few of their palettes. I'm missing, I don't know where I actually own Yes Please. So Yes Please is around here somewhere. Oh my goodness, I forgot 2 palettes. Oh, so I forgot these 2. I forgot Juvia's Place, the Tribe palette. It's kind of her greenish palette. There you go. Boom. Then I forgot This is the 35V palette by Morphe, which is like neutral with like a whole side of blue and purple kind of mixed together. So that one was a chill one. Yeah, I can't find, I do own Yes Please. It's just can't seem to find it right now. But here is Element of Surprise. So here's what this one looks like on the inside. I'm assuming the surprise is that pink in the middle. Here is the only Kathleen Lights palette I own, the initial one, the Dream Street. It's quite nice. It's actually really pretty. Here, and then You Had Me at Hello, which is what this one looks like on the inside. It's quite nice. It's a really nice palette. It's neutral. And then obviously I'm a Disney girl, so I got the Villain Misunderstood palette. That's what that one looks like on the inside. It's actually quite nice. It's really pretty. Then you have the Designer Disney Princess Collection, which is really, really nice, really pretty, a neutral palette. And then a Golden State of Mind. It's probably my least favorite one. It's just straight shimmers. Nothing really special about it. But those are all of my ColourPop palettes. So now I'm going to hit BH Cosmetics. Alright, so last but certainly not least is all of my BH Cosmetics palettes. So we're going to start here with my Royal Affairs palette. Here's what that one looks like on the inside. It's a nice palette. Then we have the Sylvia Ghani palette. And that's what that one looks like on the inside. It's like a neutral with some pops of color. Obviously, not even really big pops of color, just kind of neutralish. Then we got the Santa Fe palette. This is a big kahuna. The design is cool though, and the shadows are actually quite nice. So there's that one. Then we got, and it smells like wonderful clay. It's quite lovely smells. We got Weekend Festival, which was popping. Everybody had this one. This one's still bae. It's really cute. You got Take Me to Brazil Rio edition, which is literally all shimmer. Like legit all shimmer. Then you have the original Take Me to Brazil, which has a mix of shimmer and mattes. So there's that one. Then you got the Color Festival, which is the sister to the Weekend Festival. This one was okay. I prefer the Weekend Festival, in my opinion. Here I have the Galaxy palette. So here, majority of them. So here is Solar Flare. This is pretty much all shimmer. There's that one. Then you got Aurora Lights. Again, all shimmer. These are their baked shadows. You got Supernova, probably my least favorite out of the Galaxy palettes. But still nice. There's that one. And then you got Galaxy Chic, which this one has like the cool designs in some of the shades where they look almost like planets. It's really cool. So you got that one. Then you got these little tiny ones. A couple of these were just gifts with purchase, so I didn't really actually buy them. But here's Midnight City. It's a nice, cute little small palette. Here you got Summer Lovin'. Cute little palette, nice. Then you got Afternoon Rendezvous, which is, if it'll let me open it, as my finger just went into one of the shadows, didn't mean to. Here's the inside of Afternoon Rendezvous. Here is Moroccan Sunset. This one's probably my favorite out of all the small ones. So there's that one. There's Moroccan Sunset. And then you have Midnight Affair, which that's what that one looks like on the inside. So those are quite nice. Then you have, and I got these over here. So I have the second It's My Ray Ray palette, which was just the eyeshadows. I didn't really like the first one, but the second one has some really nice shadows in it. They're really cute. Then a couple of the travel palettes. This is Hanging in Hawaii. This is like a neutral, just a really pretty neutral, kind of warm, summery palette. Then you got Summer in Saint-Tropez. It's a really cute one, kind of bright and colorful. Those duochromes are really nice. Then you got the Bronze Paradise. This is actually like an eyeshadow and face palette mix. Really cute. Then you have both big Zodiac palettes. So this is the original Zodiac palette. And then then you have the Zodiac Love palette right here. Both these big kahunas. And so now I'm going to move those to the side so I can start touching these. So basically these both are the same. Somewhat, a nice friend gave me this one because she wasn't using it. So basically it's the original Blush Neutrals palette. They changed a couple of things in the layout of this is the original one. So this one to that one, there's a bit of a difference. But most of the shades are pretty much the same. Specifically like the blush shades, you can kind of tell they're similar. But some of the shadow shades change. So there's those. Then you have the Nouveau Neutrals palette, which is a really nice palette. It's really pretty. Those are all blushes on that bottom row. You could also use them as eyeshadows, whatever suits your fancy. Then I have, these are like the original BH Cosmetic palettes that I have. So here's the 88. This is the all matte palette. If it'll let me open it. There we go. So yeah, this is the 88 mattes palette. Even though some of these aren't actually matte, they're like shimmers. Then you got the 88 neutral palette, which is basically browns, like knock yourself out browns. There you go. Then I have the 88 shimmer palette here, which, oh, there goes a shade. Don't ask me why. I remember that one popped out. But yeah, you got some shimmers here. And then I have the 88 Cool Shimmer palette here. So that's what the Cool Shimmer palette looks like. So that is everything. These are all this is my entire eyeshadow palette collection. So obviously, as you can see, minus all the shoe craziness over here, I have 106 palettes total. Sorry, we're trash. So you have 106 palettes total, which is not as massive as some, but it's still quite a decent collection. So obviously, before you head out, if you enjoy little videos like this, comment down below letting me know which palettes that in my collection that you actually own and you enjoy, or there's some palettes in here that you've never seen before that you might actually think of getting. Now, a chunk of these palettes are no longer on sale. Like, I know the shimmer palettes don't sell anymore. These are from the original collection, but majority of these palettes that I've shown today, you can, except for maybe the Shop Hush ones. Face Candy might have a website, but I can't guarantee that. If they do, I'll let you know in the comments down below, in the description box down below. But yep, this is pretty much my entire eyeshadow collection. So hopefully you enjoy this, and until next time, guys, deuces.